Hey guys, good morning. Brian here with VetteSource at the local yard, looking for some Corvette stuff that I need. A few hard to find items, so I'd come by here and see if one of these poor cars might have it on here. Taking a brief look, I figure while I'm here I'll give you guys a quick walk around of some of this. We've got a couple of C6s sitting here. Unfortunately, victims of one thing or another. I believe this one was a flood car, if I'm remembering correctly. Then we've got a nice crashed up later C6. I think this is an 11 or a 12. And then we've got a convertible here. I think this is a 98. Got a few items left on it. Partial headlight assembly. Things like that. Inner fender. I wonder if that inner fender is any good. Oh yeah, maybe so. There's a good inner fender on that one. Door. Let's see what else is inside here. Oh, there's a headlight bezel. Things like that. Miscellaneous trim parts. That tonneau cover. I bet you. No, the convertible top assembly's gone. There's some goodies left on this one, though. It's definitely that door right there with that hinge. Partial of the rear suspension's in there. Complete rear section, rear clip. Carpet pieces are still in there. The axle shafts, air intake housing, lots of cool stuffs. Convertible specific. This car has quite a few pieces left in the back end here. They're good quarter panels, rear bumper, doors are no good, trashed. Seats have been kind of sitting exposed to the elements. Dash pad's probably not savable, it's wrecked, or airbag blown there. A couple of good trim pieces. This one here, unfortunately, had everything unceremoniously just stuffed inside of it. So you can see there's an engine cradle right there. Suspension pieces, gas tanks, door panels, seats, might be savable, maybe. Dash pad actually might be good still. I'd have to take a look at it a little bit closer. Good front clip on this one. Headlights are faded, but everything here is intact, so that's not bad. I think even the inner fender wells are still on it. Like I said, this one was a light flood if I remember correctly. So it's got lots of goodies. Kind of a cool Trans Am sitting next to it. It's got some stuff on it. This is not a Ram Air Trans Am if I'm remembering correctly. No, it's standard. Another, what is that one? Camaro, late model Camaro. Firebird, another late model Camaro. Corvette, another Corvette convertible here. This one is, oh, this one, no, that one's broken. Motor's still in this one though. This one's still got the motor in it. I think if I remember this, was this a burn? I don't think this was a burn. Dash cluster's still in this car. Rear clip is on it. Lots of good pieces left on this one. Not a heads-up display car. Still got the cluster in it though. Lots of junk, just unceremoniously thrown in here. Neat. What is this? Oh yeah, brand new Camaro. This looks like a much newer one. I would assume this has got to be a 14, 15. I don't keep up with the. Oh, look at that. That still has paper plates on it. So I would assume this was a brand new car. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks pretty new under the hood. V6. Yeah, this is a 2019 with 1,800 miles on it. This is how you don't treat your brand new cars. There's all the owner's manual and stuff still just sitting there. It's got a lot of nice pieces inside of it. Hopefully they'll take some of it out before it gets destroyed. Not much room in these Camaros even still today, but kind of a neat car. Neat stuff here if you need it. This was just a V6 base from what I can tell. This is actually one of my more favorite yards to go into because they have a lot of good stuff in here. They invest heavily in good inventory, so it's not a bad deal finding things here. Brand new rims, Camaro. Here's a Camaro with a Ram Air hood. Let's see what we got here. That may actually be a factory hood. No, that is not. That's an aftermarket. Okay, but it's here. Here's another C4 Corvette with the tuned port injection system sitting there. Oh man, those look like new injectors too. If you look back, link above your head, you'll see I just did a video of a tuned port injection system tear down in description. Got that link above my head if you want to check that out. Looks like a lot of stuff gone out of there. This is a 89 model. Computer's gone. Still some usable pieces on this. Front suspension's here. Let's see, was this an automatic or 6-speed automatic car? And the rear suspension's still underneath it. So, wrecked in the back. A lot of spare tires there. That spare tire is not easy to come by. Here's another C6. Oh, look, the seats are out of this one. May have the piece that I'm looking. This is a 2012. What's left of it has been picked over pretty good. That one's kind of an interesting car. It's funny, it started out a different color than what it ended up as. Got a Z28 here. Got another Camaro here. Another Camaro convertible here. That's kind of cool. Top's wasted. Fabric top, but the mechanism's still good. Yeah, hard to find stuff, especially convertibles. All things being equally considered, convertibles are always more difficult to find parts for. Here's one that we've scavenged the entire left section of it to fix another car, which it shows you the links people will go to fix them. It's another cross-sectional view of all the Corvettes here. There's another Trans Am there. Very hard hit Camaro. That's why you don't want to brake check people, children. And there's partly a steering knuckle from something. Axle shafts. Let's see, we'll take a little walk. Here's the Jeep aisle. Lots of good Jeeps. I always like this yard because they're fairly well organized, and I've got a good working relationship with these guys, so I can come over and get stuff whenever I need to. Kind of cruise through the yard. A lot of yards won't let you back here simply for insurance reasons, and I understand that. You get hurt back here, run over by one of the vehicle movers, or car falls on you, they got to be reliable. So it's always nice to be able to get back here and look at some of this. Another Jeep. This one's been cut quite significantly, obviously to fix another one. BMW SUVs. Let's see what else we got here. Jeeps, SUVs. Oh, that's a Ford. I think that's an Edge, I think is what that's called. This yard is very good at just buying up inventory. They've been around for many, many, many years, and they're very consistent as far as moving things in and out. Now, when you get to the scale of the salvage business, unfortunately, you can't always save everything. So, you know, for me, a guy in the Corvette end of the salvage business, I'm constantly saving little nuts and bolts and fasteners. I'm always dismayed and shocked when I come over here and I see some of the stuff that gets thrown away. Like even this bed on this 1-ton truck. This is a Ram 3500, I believe. This service bed is worth quite a bit of money to somebody, but in the salvage business, if you're not finding the right customer at the right time, it's gonna have to go ahead and go away for scrap. Like, look, even something like this. That's a pretty heavy duty service bed. That one's been damaged. There's another one next to it. Seems like they've grabbed quite a few of these heavy duties lately. There's another one there. This is interesting. I don't normally see them with trucks this big, but must have been a good deal. Oh, that's an F650. Yeah. Lots of good stuff. Very good service bed there. You come over here, you can kind of see the amount of stuff that they have here. I'm just going to take a quick walking tour so you guys can see what we're doing here. These are some of their more pedestrian cars, Chryslers, Jeep products, Fords, kind of a miscellaneous mix here. I always like the tower of broken cars or crushed cars. Those are always fun to look at. Get a nice, neat Camaro right on top. And you can see what I was talking about by waste. Not waste, they just have to get rid of it. It is just stuffed with everything they could throw in there. The seats are still in it. There's all kinds of stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a... oh, that's a Challenger, isn't it? I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a Challenger. My God, it looks so much like a Camaro. I got confused. Underneath it, though, let's see if we can identify this. Pancake. There's a BMW 335. There's a... I think that's a Caliber. This is actually a car underneath here. This one is a Volkswagen, a Jetta. And then that red thing sandwiched in the middle here. What is that? God, I can't even tell what that is. There's the back end. There's the VIN number. Is that a Scion? That may be a Scion. It's got the smaller stuff on it. Let's see here. Man, I don't know, guys. That one's eluding me for the moment. There's a 350Z crushed there in the middle of the pile. Another Camaro. Yes, amazingly enough, there is a Camaro stuffed between this car and this car. I don't know how they got that done. But it's pretty cool. So let me finish up what I'm doing, and I'll get back to you in a second. Alright, we're coming a few rows down here. I found another interesting little leftover or poor car. This is a early 2000s version of the Ford Thunderbird that they had out for a while. You can see it's been scavenged pretty hard, sitting to the elements now, but you know, these were not, it's funny, these were not well received, even though it was a pretty cool retro look car. I think they only ended up making them for 3 years, but this one unfortunately ended up over here, wrecked and alone, you know. And then of course right now next to it is an older Thunderbird that's been sitting here for a while. I think oh no, I'm sorry, that's a Cougar. It's an XR7. You can see how the rot and the rust starts to take over after a while, so they kind of sit up. But you know, oh, this one's been here for a while too. Both these hoopties have. So this one is an Olds 98 two-door hardtop, which, what a tank, man. Look at how big this car is. It's kind of neat though. Somebody took the big block out of it. This probably had a 455. Here's another one here. I think this is a... Is this a 98? I'm trying to remember. That one's a 98. No, this one's a Caprice, I think. Yeah, this is a Chevy Caprice. So, got a few of them sitting here. Old school stuff. Heavy rot. There's what happens to the old sheet metal. Got an Impala Super Sport sitting here. Oh no, I think they made that look like a Super Sport, but it wasn't. Lots of cool things here. I'm gonna take a walk all the way to the back. Here's a GTO just kind of hanging out back here. It's even got the instrument cluster still in it. Look at that. I bet you somebody pay a pretty penny for that one. Roadmaster, Buick. Roof cut off of this old SRX, which I don't think these were ever really that popular. Oh, there's where Volts end up. Of course, they stripped a lot of stuff off of that one. What's this orange thing out here? This orange has got to be a hot rod, right? Oh, no, it's not a hot rod. It's 350 or 370. 350. Looking rather worn. Lexus SC 430. Lots of cool stuff sitting around. So that's going to end it for me on this row here. Let me run over to the other side and see if there's anything other interesting artifacts to present. I'll be right back, guys. Here's another couple of interesting finds. Here's a Pontiac G8 Sedan. For those of you who don't remember, this was a sedan that Pontiac came out with. Gosh, I don't remember what year. Was this 09, 08? This had a hot rod. It's kind of like a hot rod sedan. Man, it had to be 07 or 06. That's right, because Pontiac I think was going in 09. Yeah, 08. Yeah. So this was one of the last hot rods Pontiac ever made. Had an LS drivetrain in it, so it was fast, man. G8. Look at that, 180 mile an hour speedometer, 8,000 RPM tach. These were no punks, and these got hot rodded quite a bit. It's funny, it's not actually even damaged that bad. Oh, and this was a run and drive. Let's see here. Let's see if that motor's still in there. No, I took the motor out, but yeah, I think this was a 6-liter in these cars. This really wasn't damaged that bad. Here's a Cadillac CTS. I don't know if this was a V or not. I'm assuming it was. See the way they cut that back end off to repair another car. Just cut that sheet metal. So yeah, there's a couple of interesting little cars there. I don't think this was a V because there's no badging left on it. Motor's gone, I believe. This was a 2012. Yeah. So interesting little pair of hot rod coupes, or one coupe, one sedan sitting there. Let me run around this other area and I'm gonna make sure I don't miss anything before I get out of here. Be right back. Alright, I'm back with a few more interesting cars here. We've got the row of Challengers and Chargers here, sitting mostly complete, some of them. Let's see what's left. This one took a smack on the passenger side. Front clip still on it and torn. But another Challenger. I think that's a Charger. Challenger. Oh, look, this is an SRT with the motor still sitting in it. Yeah. They did this one up right. If you're gonna wreck it good. Get the little spoiler on the back. Oh yeah, they just sideswiped this. Looks like they took a joyride in this one. No, this one's got the Brembos on it too. Look at that. Brembo brakes. Information screen, infotainment, I guess is what they call it nowadays. This is a 2018 with 17,000 miles on it. It shows, you can see it. So there you go, folks. Anybody need an SRT motor? There's one right there. Ain't really torn anything out of that yet. This one's motor's gone on that one. I don't think that was a high performance version. Not sure. There's another Charger. Some of the more bland cars back here. Mustang Row. Got some Mustangs back here. Thought I saw a couple of them little Bugmobile Fiats over here. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. 2 cars fit in the space of 1 car. So these are a couple of these little, I think they're called Fiat 500s. Biohazard, don't touch. That's right. Oh yeah, that one got hit pretty good. That looks like it was, yeah, it's a rollover. That's a 2012. Getting a rollover. Well, these do pretty well, I guess. This one's hit pretty much all around, like they spun it out somewhere. But you can see these are kind of a little, like I said, the Bugmobiles. Little motor. Little space to work in. But I'm sure they're good commuter cars. Let me take one final walk around. I'm going to see if there's anything else interesting to look at. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, that looks like it's going to do it for my junkyard exploring today, guys. I want to thank you all for checking in and watching, sticking with me to the end of the video if you did. Make sure you comment if you got anything you want to add to the discussion, or if you'd like to see something else, some of the travels I do as far as digging up in the salvage end of the business I work in. So thanks again, and we'll check back with you guys tomorrow.